um, do some things with my cell phone because obviously I'm running out of memory. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my old camera, which I'm relieved that I have it as backup. Okay, and I ended up getting a little small tripod. I didn't need to actually buy one, but I was at the 99-cent store and they had these little tiny ones specifically made for cell phones. So I said, okay, I'll go ahead and pick that one up. It was $1.99, okay, because the 99-cent store is now selling items that are actually over 99 cents. But it was actually well worth it. So it works if I put it on a tabletop. So I'm doing okay. So I did get a comment recently about how come I don't appear in any of my videos. And the reason why is because, sometimes I'm just exhausted and I just want to flop on the couch and throw my cell phone on a coffee table and just be talking instead. And then sometimes I'm not properly dressed for a video and, like I'm in my pajamas or whatever, and I just don't want to appear in it, you know what I mean? Sometimes I just don't think being in a video is more important. It's not as important as actually getting the message across. So sometimes, I'm kind of experimenting with my camera and my pretty little tripod, which is about this big, I decided to go ahead and be in this video. So, I blacked off a lot, because I'm extremely frustrated. What happened to me was just absolutely the biggest form of bullying that I have ever witnessed in my entire life. And I know that so many other target individuals are involved in this as well. Being called in for job interviews with no intent to hire, which I did mention that in my outline that I will be giving to employers in my future job interviews. I don't want even phone interviews with people if they're going to be wasting my time, okay? I don't look at this situation as something funny. I think it's a very serious situation, okay? What I believe my family did was try to manipulate my employment based on my aspirations, what they thought was my aspirations in, I guess, the love department. I'm not involved in a relationship with Stephen Lyles at this moment. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, and it would be really great if I get a chance to know him. The door is always open to Steve Lyles. I've always thought that he was a great person. But this is what I suspect is what they've done. And so a lot of women are, targets of this bullshit, basically. And families really, they don't realize that a woman has the right to take care of herself. Whether I was married to a millionaire or a bum off the street, the fact is that a woman has the right to provide for herself. What happens if you marry a rich man and he loses everything? So where does that leave the woman? These laws are in place for a reason. So basing a relationship, employment off of marital status is an absolute no-no. So I feel sorry for a lot of women because we're put in situations where we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. We're supposed to be professional. We're supposed to look our best, and then if somebody wants to pick you apart, then they feel like it's open range. We have issues relating to sexual harassment for one of those reasons, okay? And I'm involved in racial harassment as well as sexual harassment. And I take offense to it, okay? Now, on my off days, I usually wear, just a regular summer attire. When I go to job interviews, I present myself in a very professional manner. I'm usually decked out in black and an office jacket, which sometimes, that's not necessarily important, especially during this time of year because you will be roasting in an office jacket. But I present myself very professionally to the employer. I don't like that being highlighted because that's exactly what I'm supposed to do, okay? There's many women in this town, like I mentioned before, they wear makeup. There's a lot of white women wearing hair extensions with their hair dyed, as well. And we have the right to do those things, okay? I don't dress in a provocative manner in any way, shape, or form. A lot of women do wear mini skirts, like I said. I have a few in my wardrobe. And I've seen a lot of women wearing mini skirts that are, really mini skirts, okay? And I've seen them working in jobs as well as wearing high heels and low-cut blouses, which is, to me, that's provocative, okay? That is extremely provocative, okay? I like wearing mini skirts because I like my skirts either, shorter or long, okay? When they're mid-length, it seems to cut me off, so it's it doesn't look right. So skirt lengths are important, but it's not, I have chosen not to wear mini skirts at work at all, since wearing them at taught flourishing art, I have not worn any mini skirts. Okay, so and I've only worn this 2 times, at flourishing art, flourishing part, I should call it. So, when you're getting singled out for things like that, it really puts a lot of pressure on a person and puts them in a state of depression, because basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to destroy who you are as a person, okay? I have the right to present myself professionally to an employer, which I do present myself quite well to an employer. I communicate very well. I think my resume is nice and polished. And, I don't like the excess amount of attention. I'm not comfortable with it. So, when employers call me in for job interviews, especially those phone interviews that I received in the past where people are asking me questions relating to accounting, there's nothing wrong with my accounting skills. After 20 years of accounting, I am well equipped to do a good job for my employer, and I would leave the books in a orderly fashion, okay? I've seen some of the work that some of my predecessors have done. For example, there's some, for example, the chart of accounts at my last job, to me, was arranged in a way that didn't make any sense, okay? I just went ahead and used their chart of accounts because it was already established. I like to be methodical in all things that I do. So, for me to be working an entry-level position is absolutely absurd after 20 years of accounting. Some people will say, well, you don't have your bachelor's degree. There's a lot of people who work in accounting who don't have their bachelor's degree. Lots of them, okay? I'm not a certified public accountant, so that's not necessary. It's not necessary, especially after 20 years. The attempt to reduce my income based off of situations that you're assuming, because, unless, of course, Stephen Lyles walks through that door, I can't really say that I'm in a relationship with him, which I did send him a blue heart letting him know that I'm interested, okay? I'm extremely interested in Stephen Lyles. However, I'm not in a relationship with him where he has actually said, okay, we're going to do this. And even if I was, that has nothing to do with employment. Employment needs to be based on what you are able to do for the employer. And from what I've seen in some of the places that I've worked, my skills actually are better than a lot of the people who actually have their bachelor's degree. So why I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs, I will never know. I mean, I do know, and it pisses me off. So I'm highly irritated with what has happened to me, and I have to express that because it was completely unjust, And then of course the animosity from the community was unnecessary. Now what boggles my mind, I mentioned yesterday that I went to a metaphysical store, and I no longer frequent that place. I will buy all my things online. I will never shop there again. Why would they even have an issue with me? I've always been, I would say, I never bought expensive items from their store, but I was willing to be a customer at their store. So what was their issue with me? Was it a racial issue? Because that's the only thing I can think of. And really to deal with that sort of behavior, to me, just goes to show you that there's signs of racism here. So to throw that out into the public was absolutely ridiculous on their part, and it shows, that this town really hasn't evolved very, very much, and it's unfortunate. But in spite of it all, I think I've handled things very well, some people might have thought or assumed that I was some part of a Black Panther movement or something along those lines. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm a very peaceful person, and I do understand the sad mentality that some of these people actually have and are walking around with, okay? I do understand that. Just by the things in the conversations that they strike up, I can tell that I'm among very ignorant people. And that's not a slap in the face. It's just true, it's true, okay? So I have to deal with a lot of things that I really shouldn't have to deal with. I will say, though, that things have improved, okay? The general attitude of the people that I've met in the community and I interact with, they have been a lot more friendly, So I think these videos have helped a little bit. But still, I'm going to tell you that, from the day that I actually walked in this town, I realized that I was in an environment that was kind of strange. But still, Maria's a strong girl, so she decided to press forward and do the best she can. All the drama that was created in this town is not for me, okay? So, I resent, having to deal with a lot of it. It's stupid. I don't want to deal with any stupid job interviews. If Karen Go, the mayor of this town, was watching this video, which I'm pretty sure she is, in this situation, your town, and also this goes to city council as well. If you want, people to model this country off of this town, well, then you need to start getting things in order. You really do. I mean, personally, I think I should be on city council because, I'm the kind of person that gets things done, okay? But I'm not going to waste my time being a part of it, okay? But still, I think I have a lot to contribute to society just because my ideas are right. I live in a way where I reflect what I believe, and unfortunately, this town doesn't. Okay, and so I make a lot of bold statements because I'm a truth speaker. I speak the truth, and I don't have a problem with throwing that out there. I don't, at any cost. That's just how I am, because I'm not the kind of person who likes to deal with injustice at any time. Okay, so all these employers that are sitting here wasting my time, I would appreciate it if Karen Doe would get things moving and let people know I'm not interested in playing their little racial game or the sexual harassment game. I'm a woman who works hard, who deserves what she gets. I mean, and I really personally do deserve the best because, and I knew that from the very beginning, that I had skills that many people don't. And I really don't believe that, I never doubted myself for one moment that I was going to be successful in my life, okay? Had I not been born into that wicked, warped, fucked up family, then things would have been better for me, okay? And please excuse the language in this, because considering what people have done to me, that's the least I can do is be throw out some profane words, okay? Because really, these people deserve, the death penalty, basically, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video, and I will be back with another rant later. Take care, bye-bye.